Hello, everyone. We have one more young Indian with us today. Her name is Aparna Kaushik. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Aparna.
Thank you, sir, and thank you so much again for having me. Uh, I have actually gone through, a couple of videos that you've uploaded, and honestly, I think that this is such a great endeavor because I remember being a really young Indian as well. In fact, a younger Indian at college, and being very confused about what I wanted to do next. And I think if I had a resource like this back then, it would have helped me immensely and really helped me figure out a lot of decisions earlier on. So I think this is absolutely great. So I'll just quickly get started. Um, so essentially, I wanted to talk about my journey right from 12th grade onwards. So I actually ended up getting a really good score in the 12th grade, but I decided to drop a year right after that, which was very unconventional, and I did that because I wanted to prepare for law entrances. Even though, and also I wanted to decide what I really wanted to do with my career specifically, because I was a little bit confused back then as well. So I realized that law was not something that I wanted to pursue. I actually ended up realizing a lot about my own creative pursuits as well, because I had been the female lead for a Anton Chekhov play on Mandi House. And I had just been very involved in extracurriculars all my school life. So I was at a boarding school called Mayo College until I was in the 10th grade. And I think I just spent 80% of my time doing so many different types of and pursuing different types of creative forms. So I realized that law was probably not the right career choice for me, and I wanted to do something which was slightly more creative. And I also was sure that I wanted to go into entrepreneurship. That was something that I definitely figured out in that year. So I ended up getting a really great rank in the entrances, but I decided to go ahead and start studying English literature at LSR. I I chose to really go ahead for a liberal arts education because I at some point realized that it's very important to inculcate your unique perspective and follow your unique journey as well. Because even when we talk about the organizations and startups in the world today, everybody wants to really have a very diverse team. And when I say diverse, I don't mean diverse backgrounds, but I mean to say that people want to have other people on their team who think differently from them.
Yeah,
So when you're solving a problem as a team, if there are five people and all of them are thinking the same way, there's no innovation as such.
yeah,
So yeah, so I think what I really came to learn was that probably, sciences and also studying law are although great fields to pursue. Uh, Studying liberal arts and studying humanities really just teaches you how to think and how to empathize with people as well, which gives you a unique perspective on your own.
hmm,
So yeah, so I think I just really started believing in having innovation and having your own unique perspective from that point on. I also got really interested in lateral thinking and problem solving for that matter. Just to give you an example, right? So just so the listeners can also relate to this, in a team, for example, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates used to work on the foundation together, right? So Bill Gates would probably be the technology side of it. He would probably create the solution, whereas Melinda Gates would work on really perfecting the implementation to ensure that the people on ground are actually using that technology. That so that all the social aspects are also taken care of and addressed at the same time, right? So that's something that I think the listeners might be able to relate to and understand better. So yeah, I think I think that people should really just encourage their own unique abilities also, because even people who are hiring you in organizations and startups really do start to see that value, right? So yeah, so I think when I was at LSR, it was a very, very enriching experience. And I was a part of Enactus, which is a social entrepreneurship platform. And at our college chapter, I really learned how to work as a team, because there were so many people that would eventually come to report to you, so many people that you were also working with in a team, so many different projects that you were trying to also raise to scale at such a young age. And you really got to see that impact on a real time basis. So that was really interesting. For example,
hmm,
we worked on this project for air pollution, where we decided to solve that problem uh, by creating vertical gardens. And then we got the opportunity to work with the Delhi Metro, and it was an enriching experience, to really work with such veterans in the industry as well. So great experience there as well. And after that, I also was a part of two founding teams in startups at my college level itself, and one of them happened to be a digital marketing agency where, again, just as creative you are, it just helps, more and more. I was also a part of something called Before British Raj, which is an artisanal beverages brand. So while I was, reading a lot, and while my other mentors and friends who were also studying literature were reading a lot about post-colonial and also pre-colonial literature, we realized that Indians were actually, coffee drinkers before the British came around. So we decided to, revive those forgotten flavors, so to say. And we started this brand called Before British Raj. And I think it's as big as 6 outlets now. And it's
Wow,
doing
that's amazing. That's quite
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, even that's doing pretty well now. And a lot of these experiences really led me to understand that, you know, probably this is the right time for me to sort of go ahead and take risks if I must. So even during the placement season, everyone's just really stressed about getting the offer from the biggest corporations and so on. I think I was pretty sure that I wanted to go for the startup uh, just because I wanted to really get into the core of that 0 to 1 journey. And I was sure from the very starting that I wanted to also eventually start up on my own. So I
Okay.
thought that the best way to go about it is, help somebody else. And I decided to join this company called One Direct. Um, and this was a CX management platform. So as a solutions consultant. So essentially what they did was that they had a suite of products, and those products were essentially something like a ticketing software for different companies to manage their care teams, processes, and issues. They also had a feedback forum to capture NPS and CSAT for different clients. They also had a chatbot platform. So I actually became the person who would sort of, once we really had the leads and once we had the clients, interest, then I would sort of work out the gimmicks of, okay, what does this client really do? How can we actually add value for them? What is their specific industry? How do we really go about solving their problem? What was the problem that really got them interested in even us? What is the problem that they're actually trying to solve? And then sort of make that entire proposition, work on the solution one on one with the client side as well. This honestly gave me so much front end, high impact exposure. It ended up fast tracking my growth to an extent that I could not have even imagined.
Mm.
Because I was working across industries. I was working with BFSI clients. I was working with aviation. I was working with travel and hospitality. I was working with retail brands, also some of the biggest names in India. And it was really also great as a learning experience because I was expected to understand understand technology, understand the technological infrastructure. I was expected to understand how CSAT and NPS works. How is it calculated? How do we really go about improving it? What should the closed looping process be, and other things like that. So a lot of this was, also a lot of my own initiative to go ahead and learn from people, network a lot more with industry experts and so on. And yeah, I also happen to have a really helpful team by my side because in startups, it's just everyone who's around you, you just have to go up to them and just kind of request them for their time. And people are really helpful because they're there for the same thing. So just it was really enriching to that extent. And then I think within a year of that role, I also helped the company structure their entire team. So I helped them with hiring and training and mentoring the entire team as well, which really taught me the importance of understanding people, the importance of how to also guide people. And that's when I really came to imbibe as a very strong practice thoughtful leadership in my
Mm-hmm.
own journey as well. Because you always have to understand that organizations and businesses generally, although the goal is definitely to have profits and all of that, in the end, an organization is a group of people with the same vision.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that really taught me a lot there. And I think the kind of leadership exposure that I got at that age, I might not have gotten had I not gone for a startup. But that was something I can say now, looking back. But yeah, it was very enriching. And I quickly, after a year, asked them if I could quickly and if I could transition to the engagement team and if I could be promoted early. And they were very happy to sort of, accept that. And I went on to become a success manager. And essentially, I did this because I wanted more and more ownership of the projects. I wanted to kind of look at the management of them end to end. Also, wanted to grow the engagement of each and every client that I was interacting with and not just be responsible for the solutioning part of it. So yeah, that was also really enriching because you know I actually learned how to make relationships with people. I think before this experience, I used to be extremely hesitant to talk to people who came from the C-suite. Any CEO, any CXO that I would come across.
Yeah.
I would speak to them, but I would be slightly hesitant because I was just somebody who was maybe one and a half year out of college,
Yeah.
and to get intimidated. So I think that sort of just learning by experiencing, I learned that how are you really supposed to make value out of their time? What is it that they are really looking for? And it was really really great, so to say. And I again even sure I worked on different industries, different kinds of problems, and it was also a great experience. There was this one really interesting project that I did for Indigo.
Yeah.
So Indigo Airlines, they were facing some kind of change management, and they kind of needed our help with that. So we helped them navigate change management. Also, at the same time, we were setting up and revamping their entire CX process. So so we ended up making
That's
an entire.
actually an amazing assignment for such a young group. I mean, Indigo is a big deal. And I'm just astounded to hear that young people like you were directly helping them. I mean, it's amazing. I must say, congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So yeah, so we ended up helping the CX processes at Indigo, kind of helping them automate it, adding on more and more features that could help them automate it further, helping them with their organization structure and other things like that. Um, that was also a really really enriching experience. I also helped Blue Dart with their NPS journey. So essentially, they would send out feedback to anybody who was receiving deliveries and at other touch points also. So when you give feedback, Blue Dart tries to figure out what is it that went right and what is it that went wrong. So then that helps them, really pin down the problem and then also enhance their processes, enhance their efficiency, and so on. So all of these things, I think, for me as a young professional, it was really interesting to see because I got to work with so many different types of teams in so many different industries and also talk to people across the hierarchy. So, let's say on the same day, I was holding a quarterly business review for the CEO of a bank. On the same day, I might just be discussing the marketing strategy with the CMO or a marketing manager at another service-based industry or a retail brand. And I think that kind of exposure, if you are able to get at this age, there's nothing like it. But
Hmm.
you really have to kind of set yourself up for those kinds of opportunities, ensure that you're also ready for when they present. And yeah, I think like I already mentioned earlier, I think it just really helps to have your own unique perspective, know exactly what kind of value you bring to the table, and then you kind of end up meeting so much as well. So yeah, that's basically the kind of work that I've done so far. And So also the startup got acquired by Gupshup. I also helped them navigate a little bit into the change management, into integrating a few products. So it was essentially Gupshup acquiring a bunch of companies and, all of us coming together and integrating into a single team. And that was also really interesting to kind of be a part of, because, you suddenly go from being a smaller scale company to an organization. And even that growth, even that scale up, there was so much to learn from that as well. Um, so yeah, it was really, really interesting. And I think in the short term, I am also definitely looking out to, sort of go for my MBA. So I don't know, but maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, I will definitely attend a business school. And after that, the plan is to definitely start up on my own. Maybe take a couple more years of experience and then
Yeah.
start also learning about the 1 to 100 journey more and more, and the 100 plus before you really step into that. So yeah, but just I just feel like something that really helped me was knowing that the kind of value that I add, it doesn't have to be a sort of set structure. It doesn't have to be that you have studied commerce specifically. You
Yeah.
can come from the background that you come from. You can
Yeah.
have your unique perspective, and you do kind of find your niche, and you do end up adding a lot of value even there. You know
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's something that really helped me. And to anyone listening, I think I would really encourage you to just be yourself and know yourself a lot, and encourage the parts of you that you think are unique, that you think really make you you.
Well, that's a very, very impressive journey and a very, very impressive set of accomplishments. It's amazing what young people in India can do today, and you are the face of that. I'm just bowled over listening to you talking about Blue Dart, Indigo, and such things. We think, okay, maybe you have an MBA from a top place, maybe you become an employee there. But you are not their employee, you are helping them change. And that is actually uh, very amazing. And I should say, congratulations once again. Very well done. Okay. And you've also told us what you want the young people to benefit from. So I think you've told a full story and very quickly and concisely. And that's really another strength that you have. Do you have anything else you want to add at this point?
Yeah, I think I would just like to end it on a certain note, which is that this is something that I personally believe in. It's my personal philosophy that you just need to keep on getting better. You just need to keep on progressing. And at the same time, if you can help anybody through the challenges that you've overcome, through the lessons that you've learned, we must do that as a community. That I think that's almost our duty and responsibility. So in line with that, if anyone has any questions or wants to reach out to me, please feel free. And just to kind of also connect that to, what you're trying to do here, sir, this is an amazing, amazing endeavor, because I know that there are so many people and there are so many students who are right now pursuing their undergrad, and who also might be in school, who are very confused about what to do, what are the different paths that young Indians end up taking. And I think this is such a helpful
Okay.
this is such a helpful knowledge base also.
All right, wonderful. I mean, things happen when I didn't plan it, but I'm glad it's happening. Let's end it here. We'll catch up with you in 6 months or a year when you have something else to report, another big company that you have helped get right. And we'll see you then. But till then, let's say bye to the viewers. Okay. Bye bye, everybody. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye.